In today's video, we will be discussing about insertion of a node in a linked list. But before discussing about linked list, we will discuss how to traverse a linked list by creating a linked list. So for that, I will write a code and then I will match it with my notebook. If that code will match, then I will be able to say that the code is correct, and then I will explain how to write a code for the traversal and insertion, right? So first of all, what we will do, we will create a data type for our node so that we can create a linked list, right? So for that I am creating a data type, right? Struct node, in which there will be two parts, right? One part for data and another part for pointer, and that pointer will point, right, to a variable which is of data type struct node. The name of my data type is struct node, right? Now for we have a data type, and now what we will do, we will initialize in void main. We will declare a pointer head, right? So that head can contain or point to my node, right? But right now I don't have any node, so I will initially give value in my head as 0, right? Now what we will do further, right, now we will use malloc function to get a node, right? And what does a malloc function do? It returns the base address of that node or data type that we have declared, right? So we will store the address of that node in our new pointer, which we will declare as new node, right? So I am writing the new node is equal to, this will return address of the node that I have declared, and malloc function, and then size of it will be a struct node, right? Now what we will do next, I will ask from user to enter data, right? This is the user input part. I hope you will do this by yourself, or I am telling. Here I will write enter the data, right? And in a scanf I will write to access the data part, I will write ampersand new node. I am using the pointer new node to access the data part, right? And there I will store my value, and in that node, in the next part, I will store null, right? And now I will use a statement if my head is 0, 0, then the address, suppose the address of this node is 100 and my new node address has been stored. So I will equate my head to new node, right? Now what I will do, I will run the loop again, right? So for that I should have declared a while loop here, while, right? And here int something, let's say int choice, and here choice, if this will be 1, then my loop will run again and I will create another node, right? So suppose I entered my data 3 and then I ran loop again, but what is happening now? This time head will not 0. So what I will do, and I have my new node, right? This is head, this is new node, and this is also pointing, this is pointing this time this new node, right? So to store here the address of this new node, I mean this new node that I have again created, I will use another variable, another pointer, right, temp, which will now go there in the next part, and then it will help me to store data, store address of the next node. So what I will write, I will declare a pointer here again, temp, and here I will also write temp, and in else part here I am giving bracket, and I will write, sorry, this is not that big, I will write in my, this time I have to make this store, I have to store the address of next node. So I will write here using the temp pointer, I will go to next and I will store the address of the new node that I have created, right? And then I will then I will make my temp pointing to the next node again, so that if I will create a new node, right? Suppose here it is 200 and I have entered 5, and this is again a new node, and this time this is pointing here, not here, right? So this time this is address 300 and I have to store this here. So for that I will again make my temp point there, right? So this time what I will do, I will point my temp to the next node, right? So I will give address of my previous new node to that temp. So I will write here new node, right? And then suppose I want to print my these values of nodes. So what I will write, I will start a for loop, and first I will make my temp equals to head. That means my temp will be pointing towards my first node, and until my temp does not equals to null, that means does not my using while loop again and again, until and unless I will not make my temp pointer null, then I will run loop and print my data, right? So here I will write printf, right? These things you do yourself. It is simply %d, and with help of temp I will access my structure members, and I will go their data and then print, and then I will make my temp to point to the next. So I will simply take the address of this next part so that it can point towards here, right? So I will take address of the next part. Sorry, I will take address of the next part for my friend, and this is how you will print those data. So I am matching this thing. It is correct or not? This is correct, and this is correct, right? And this is correct. This is correct, and yes, this is also correct. Also, one thing, this is a while loop, and here every time you will enter 1 or any integer, it will satisfy the loop condition and loop will run again. So here you have to just make a scanner, or you can ask user, do you want to continue the loop, and according to that you will enter, right, 0 or 1. If you will enter 0, loop will break, right? Now we will discuss about now insertion. So similarly, I will write code for insertion, and then I will match it with my code written in my notebook, whether the code is correct or not, right? So this was the traversal part, and now discussing about insertion part. So I am erasing this. Yes, so discussing about insertion part. So this time what I will do, suppose I have my linked list, right? This has address 100, this has address 200, and this is address 300, and my head has address 100, right? I have created a linked list using my code, and this time suppose this has value 5, 6, suppose 9, and this has address, the next part contains the address of my next node, right, and this null, and this is position 1, 2 and 3. So first of all, what I will do, even before asking from user which position, after which position you want your node, I will first create a node for inserting, right? So for that you will use the code of structure. I am not writing that again. You will use the structure code, right? And then when that node is created, so I will store my address of that node. Suppose I have created a node, right, which has address 250. So I will store my address in a pointer which points to data type struct node, right, in suppose a pointer insert. So I will write struct node. This is because it will return the address, and here malloc, and here, right, size of struct node, and then what I will do, I will ask my user which position, after which position you will want to insert. So I will ask my user using printf. User will give his value using a scanner. These things are very basic things. Here I am declaring a variable position, simply POS, and an index I for my loop running. So here I will take input from user. Suppose user writes he want to insert after second position, right? So for inserting the node after second position, what I will do, this is insert and I will first using temp pointer, I will go from here to here. So what I will do, I will run a for loop, I will run a while loop, right, until temp is, or simply you can do one thing. Suppose I have started, I have my I from 1, right? So what I will do, I will run a loop. When my temp is here, pointing to here, suppose this is my temp and this is pointing here, and after first loop, after first iteration, temp will go here, right? That means when my index becomes 2, that means I have to stop, right? So it means I will start my loop from index 1 and I have to go until my index is less than 2, so that within the loop my index I becomes 2 and then I can break, right? So what I will write here, while until I is less than position and I is started from 1, right? Position is 2 and first iteration I is 1, right? First iteration I is 1 and then after going temp here I will become 2, 2 will be less than 2, so it will break from loop, and here what I will do, my temp, to go to the next part, my temp will be equal to temp, sorry, yes, right, first of all my temp will be equal to head, right? My temp is containing 100, so I will make equal to head, and then first temp will go to next part of here and store the address of that next part, right? And then I plus plus. Now my temp has reached here, and right, my temp, this is I am erasing, this is no use. My temp is now my temp is now 200 and it is now pointing to the position 2, and then what I will do, insert has address of this new node created and temp has address of this. So what I will do, I will simply store address of, I will simply store the address of temp inside insert, right? So what I will write, insert next will be equal to temp next, right? And temp arrow next will be equal to insert, right? Because insert contains the address of this part, so eventually it will be this, and then I will ask my user which data you want to insert, right? And I am not writing printf which data you want to insert, then I will get from my scanf %d, and then simply using insert I will go to data, right? And then what I will do, to print, right? Now suppose I will suppose user entered 10, so to print 5, 6, 9, 10, I will simply use while loop. Similar thing that we did in previous code, we will simply do this, temp not equal to 0, and then %d temp data, and then temp will contain address, temp will contain address of the next part, and then again using temp we will. So what is happening, suppose it has printed 5, and then temp will store new address, that is 200. So temp will now point here. So this is what is happening every time, right? This is what we have discussed. Now next, in next video we will discuss next topic.